Okay, I'm gonna do a video on the inner cab sheet metal. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about the doors. They are rusted, like most of them are. I'd say they're repairable, but you know, they've got the speakers installed and repairing it would probably be more trouble than it's worth. I've got a very nice set over there that you could use, or, you know, obviously there's a lot of good OEM doors out there. So I'm not sure that repairing these doors would be the most efficient use of your time. But they are in fact repairable though. So, and you've got them available. You've got the original parts to use a template if you're cutting down a truck door. But starting with the A-pillar is in great shape. This is why I bought the truck. The front end of this truck is in really good shape. So you got a lot of good structure to work with when you're rebuilding the tub. The outer rockers are gone, obviously, and the inner rockers, a big chunk of those are going to need to be replaced, and you're going to need to do some replacements here in the cab. But you have a good firewall and a good inner cowl to work with. You will need to do a small repair down here at the bottom of the lower inner cowl where it goes down below the floor level. I'm guessing that, but I know it. I'm 100% sure of that. The support under the floor is rusted out. And so you're going to need to replace a pretty good portion of this floor, but you've got good sheet metal here and here to tie in your patch panel too. And so that allows you to make your seams along flat lines. And I think it'll be, as floor repairs go, I think this will be one of the easier ones. You could replace all the way to this line underneath the hump panel. Personally, I think I would leave that material in there, but this is neither here nor there. I've done a couple of these. I can talk to you at length about it. But yeah, I think it's a good starting point. There's a spot back here that is rusted through. And the story on that is the transfer case U-joint was throwing gear oil up against the bottom of the floor, and then they installed a dual exhaust, and they put that muffler too close. And so the combination of, you know, hardened gear lube and heat and water rusted right through here in a local spot. But everything around it is in great shape. And so this should be a fairly straightforward rectangular patch. The step-up panel is in outstanding shape all the way out to the last 6 inches, and then it gets rusted, which is pretty common with these things. So if you see right here, you can see that rust starting to come through. And then that section that's behind the B-pillar, that's gonna need to be replaced. So Southern Kentucky Classics makes a very nice patch panel, and that is a really easy patch to install, because I think that material is gonna be about 3/16. So really easy to weld. It would be really easy to add reinforcing plates on the back side there if you were so inclined. It'd be a good idea. But yeah, you've got lots of good metal in the floor, you know, to attach your inner rocker repair to. Got a really nice B-pillar coming all the way down. If anybody's wondering how you do a rear floor replacement and a bedside replacement on a Blazer, if you see these spot welds right here, that's how that step-up panel is spot welded to the B-pillar and the bedside. So you're going to be using spot weld cutters to cut those. This is how you get the rockers off. Those are the spot welds there. Anyway, the floor, it looks good on the inside, but it's pretty rusted on the back. This truck lived in a dirty area where there was a lot of dirt being coated on the bottom, and so that floor needs to be replaced. Technically could be repaired, but again, it's not worth your effort. Its bedsides are the same way. You can see, you know, it's coming through right there. So, but the cool thing about replacing it is you get to start with all new sheet metal in the back end, and you do have good structure up here in the front to tie into. Theoretically, you could replace this whole cab floor. It is available, but I wouldn't do that, because to do that, now you have to completely break that relationship between the firewall, the A-pillar, and this reinforcing brace that comes back in here and ties to that step-up panel. I would keep all that structure intact. There's plenty of good structure. Everything's aligned. I would repair the floors and keep that whole section intact. So that's passenger side. Let's go over to the driver's side. So driver's side is worse, it always is. So again, doors, technically repairable, but probably easier to start with a new door. We did get some more rust coming through the step-up panel on this side. And again, we'll get in there and try to show you from the back side. But the step-up panel is good once you get, inside of this area right here. And then again, you've got good material to tie in your inner fender repair to. B-pillar, good shape all the way down until you get to here. There is some bubbling coming through there. So you're going to be doing a lower repair on this B-pillar so that you have a good solid fresh piece of metal to tie in to your step-up panel. And again, you're going to need the outer repair panel going out forward this direction. So area under the seat floor is good on this one. Floor itself, again, we've got a lot of rust underneath the cab floor, but we've got a good firewall seam to attach to here, and our lower inner cowl repair is going to start pretty low, so that's a nice thing to have going for you. And again, you got good metal coming up against the hump panel, so again, I think when you've got good metal here to tie into where the floor steps up. So again, I think the best approach here is replace this floor skin and the support underneath it, but keep that whole relationship, keep this thing as is. We've got a good A-pillar and a good window frame to work with. So obviously you go underneath that, you're going to start finding some corrosion. You're going to be doing some patches to that A-pillar, but the structural end of it is in really good metal. So I think this is a good starting point for a restoration project. Most of the original parts are installed. Obviously they modified some wiring. They did not cut up the panel, to my knowledge. No, panel's good. Oh, look at all that beautiful original yellow paint. Glove compartment's still in nice shape. So, okay, up here, window frame. Window frame is nice. Sheet metal up here at the glass is good. So, and looking back on the inside here, again, cab floor, fender wells, bed sides need to be replaced. So that is the inside.